Hey, and welcome to the Jessica Paul podcast. I'm your host, Jess Paul, actress, manifestation expert, and mindset coach. And I'm here to share with you all of my secrets on confidence, success, and the magic of manifestation. If you're ready to dive in deep and see more success in your career, more money in your bank account, and more love in your life with a whole new level of freedom, then you're in the right place. I'm letting loose on everything you need to take back control of your life, up-level your mindset, and tap into your manifestation powers. I'm so excited that you're here. Hey, gorgeous souls, and welcome back to the JP podcast. It is me, Jess Paul, here to help you manifest your next level life. And guys, I had such an amazing response from that first, the last episode I did, the first episode of 2022. Everybody, just thank you so much, because so many of you shared it on your social medias, and so many of you have been messaging in and kind of just expressing their love for it. And it's great because, like I said, it's just so freaking nice to be able to have a space where I can speak my truth and to people who understand me. Do you know what I mean? Because especially with this spiritual journey and this mindset and manifestation practice, it's not for everyone. There's members of my family who still don't get it. And sometimes it's difficult because now when I'm around people that don't understand it or, don't have a strong mindset themselves, sometimes it can be draining to be around people like that for me. I try and serve as much as I can, with my own knowledge. I literally just teach through my own experience. This is everything that I have done myself to get me to this point, and the positive mindset that I've used. But some people don't want to hear it right now, and some people don't get it, and that's fine. But it's so nice to have a platform where I'm speaking to people who are so freaking in it and get it and want to level up and want to do this work and want to understand these energetics of success. It's just so nice. So thank you, everybody who has subscribed, has left a review, has left 5 stars for me, because, it really does mean the world. And just thank you. Thank you for being a part of this amazing community. And I'm sending all the love right back at you. So I want to start as well doing a little life update before I get into the episodes each week, just so that you know what's going on in my life, a little blog on here. Sometimes my life doesn't seem that interesting, but actually in those moments, I'll explain what I mean by that, but in those moments, that's actually when I manifest the most things. So basically, guys, I'm a little bit of a hermit. I like my own space. I've expressed this. I said this on my last episode. I like my own space. I live on my own. I socialize only when I want to. It's one thing that I've learned because in my past, I used to always go out and struggle with setting boundaries on that front. I used to people would ask me out. I'd be like, okay, I'll go, when really my higher self didn't want to go out. And I'd always end up feeling drained. So one thing that, is a non-negotiable for me now is really putting my foot down on where I want to be and who I want to be spending my time with. And I've noticed that actually I just love spending time with myself. It's great because I can set a vibrational set point for myself and then just be in my flat and be loving life. So it's funny because actually we're a week into over a week into the new year, and I really haven't gone out and done that much. January is a time where a lot of us kind of don't do that much, but I've been going to the gym, I've been seeing my family, but I've not really been doing much else. But funnily enough, because I have been focusing so much on raising my vibration every single freaking day, so much has flown in. I've not even had to do anything. And this is the beauty of manifestation. Taking action is so, so important, but sometimes the action taking, you don't even notice you're doing it because it just feels so easy. And I messaged a few people about a few things on Facebook, and suddenly I've got like PR opportunities coming up, and I've got like guest speaking events coming up, which I will tell you more about because I've got one coming up in Feb. And like it all just seems to be flowing in, which is fantastic. And this is how we want our life to feel, you know, like easy and living in the way that you want to live, you know? So yeah, that's like testament to setting standards for yourself and then really freaking abiding by them. Like, you know, if you know that certain people are going to mess with your vibe, don't hang out with them, you know? Or if you know that like going out and socializing right now for you is going to drain you, then just don't freaking do it. Like, you know, you get to decide how you live your life. And maybe for those of you that don't kind of have a lifestyle like myself, you know, because obviously I'm live on my own terms. I get to decide when I work, which is amazing. It's one of the like most freeing, amazing things about the business that I run. But maybe some of you, like, you have to get up and you have to go to work every single day. Make sure you're just like, you're living in the standard that you want to live. Make sure that you're setting the boundaries that you want to set for yourself, because when you do that and you really feel into it, that's when things start flowing in much more easily for you, because your vibe isn't being thrown off. So like for me, this past like week or so coming into 2022, and even like coming into 2022, like I expressed in my last podcast on my own, it was what I wanted right now. And you know, that's not to say like I never hang out with people, because I've got lots of friends and I, you know, like we always have good times, but you know, just right now it's not what I want. And because of that, and because I've listened to that and like actually respected that in myself, like more and more things are starting to happen. I'd say like just on top of that, as a life update, because I have been respecting my time and my energy more, and I've not really been socializing that much, but I've been channeling energy. I have been able to focus more on my acting career as well, because as you all know, I'm an actress first and foremost. Love my career, had a great career, like manifested some freaking cool jobs, which I will do like full episodes on and talk about, because 2021 was like, there was a huge manifestation in there acting wise for me. But yeah, so like I focus on my acting. However, like over the past 2 years, it really has been about my business. It's been about me and my business. And like, my acting career kind of took a back seat, not on purpose, but just because I was channeling my energy into different things. And like, it really goes to show what can happen when you channel your energy, because I put everything into my business at like midway through 2020. And like I said, took it to 6 figures in 8 months, and, you know, like built this successful company in that time, but only because I put everything into it, guys, like everything. I put all of my energy into it. So it's kind of like a goal or an intention that I've set for 2022 is to do that for my acting career, because I know first and foremost the results you see when you do that. So, you know, you want to ask yourself as well, like, where do you want to be channeling that energy? Like, if you're a multifaceted person like myself, and you've got like other things going on in your life, or if there's just something that you want to expand in your life, like, make sure that you're channeling your energy into it every single day, even however small. Like, even if you're thinking, oh, but you know, I've got X, Y, and Z to do, like, how can I fit it in? Firstly, guys, I can do whole episode on this. Time isn't even fucking real. Like, time is made up. You get to choose. You get to decide how much time you have. And so really, like, you know, just ask yourself, like, are you channeling your energy into that desire every single day? Like, however small, right? And for me, I'm just like, I literally have in my diary written acting energy. Like, acting energy, that's like, whether it's 5 minutes a day or whether it's like half a day or a whole day, I'm putting energy in that direction, because when you like have that energy exchange, like an energy exchange, when you have that outflow, you're gonna get it back. It's gonna come back to you. So, you know, be asking yourself that. So for me, that's what's really been going on in my life. So guys, a little sponsor before we get into today's episode. I have been directing everybody recently over to my mailing list. I'm going to link it in my bio so you can go and sign up if you're not already on there. But basically, I have just started doing every Monday evening. I'm dropping a little email into your inbox, which is basically what I would call a little love letter, giving you like your burst of inspiration for each new week. And I'm really like putting a lot of energy into this for you all because, again, like another one of my goals this year is to just add as much value as I possibly can to you guys. And these are just like tips, tricks, like, energetic hacks, like anything that I have felt like in the week would help you just as like your burst of inspiration each week. So you can look out for that every single Monday evening, 6 p.m. I usually drop it into your inbox, UK time. So, sign yourself up on the list and make sure you're involved there, because also like that is your hub for any other info that's coming out. Like you'll be the first to hear about it if you're on that mailing list. So get yourself signed up and I'll see you there. So let's dive straight into today's episode, which is titled Tips to Stay Positive When Things Don't Necessarily Go Your Way, and how to tap into, like, really step into that momentum of success. So basically, I'm recording this because I asked... did a little poll on my Instagram story and I was like, what do you guys want to hear? And by the way, thank you for everybody. I got so many responses. I've got so many episodes lined up. But this was one of them that came in. And it was just this question, how can I stay positive when things around me aren't necessarily that positive, or, when like there's just stuff going on, and it's a really great topic because at the end of the day, this is what we're trying to strengthen within ourselves, this positive mindset. But I'm going to start off by saying, like, and this is such a huge misconception about manifestation. Guys, you don't have to be positive all the time. Here's the thing, right? It's not the make or break for your manifestations. Like, things are still manifesting, things are still flowing in, even when you're having these other feelings go on in your life. Like, it's all a part of it. And the trick is to learn, like I always say, the trick is to manage your vibration. It's okay that you feel these feelings. Like, obviously, we don't want you to be feeling low vibe and negative and, shit all the time, because, within the law of attraction, you've got to be a vibrational match to that, to what you want to call in. And usually if you're low vibe, then you're not going to be attracting what you want into your life. But you are allowed to feel. Like, there's a lot of toxic positivity that goes on social media, which I, for one, am not a fan of. Because, like, at the end of the day, we're fucking human and we have feelings, and we literally manifest based on how we feel. So, I always say, like, I am the first person, like, I am that girl that will be lying on a bedroom floor having a good cry over something that maybe hasn't gone to plan in my life, because I need to feel it, I need to move through it, and that's okay. So for those of you that maybe are in that lower vibe right now, for whatever reason, like whatever's happened or whatever is like affecting you or out of your control right now, it's okay. Like, it's my biggest message to you. We don't want you to stay there. We want to get you out of that place, but just know that it's okay. I also reworded the title of this podcast because when I got the message on Instagram, she'd asked, how do I stay positive when things are going wrong? One person asked this, and I got a couple more messages as well. And at the end of the day, guys, and this is my belief because I've decided it, it's my truth, but you want to think about it this way too, like, nothing in life actually ever goes wrong. Like, nothing can go wrong in your life. Like, if you decide that everything that's happening is happening for you, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you, for your greatest good, for like for your highest self, for all of this abundance and success. It's literally happening for that reason. So even the bad shit, guys, that goes on, right? Even the contrast, that's what I like to call it. Like, the contrast in your life is there for a fucking reason. It's there to help you grow, to teach you a lesson. It's there to give you clarity on what you even want, you know? So in my world, nothing in my life can ever go wrong. So rather than using that word, and rather than kind of like looking through the lens of things are going wrong in my life, just like instead word it as though, you know, things aren't going to plan. They're not going to plan. They're not going to my plan, but it's the universe's plan. And the universe always has a plan for you, and it's always in your highest, greatest good. So, you know, when things aren't necessarily going your way, like, don't freaking worry, because nothing's going wrong. Nothing's ever going wrong. It's all playing out in the way it's supposed to, and you've just got to trust it. You've got to trust it, and you've got to take the lesson from it straight away. So yeah, that's why I decided to like word the title in that way. Like, you know, it's not when things go wrong. It's just when things don't necessarily go to the plan that you had thought of in your mind. So I'm going to be giving you 3 tips now on how to move through these negative emotions if you are experiencing any kind of negative emotions right now, whether it be just because you're on like this negative loop at the moment. You know, I was there, guys. Like, I have been the lowest of the low before. I know how that feels. Or maybe even for those of you that you're doing all right, like things are fine, but maybe things aren't going to plan at the moment. Maybe you are being hit by curveballs more than usual, or maybe like something's happened and you're like, fuck's sake, why is this happening to me now, right? So these tips are going to help you move through that, and that's the main premise here. So tip number 1, guys, relates back to what I was just saying before. Feel the fucking feelings. Just feel them. Just know that it is okay to feel them. Like, I think what what happens here, because I get this question asked a lot. You know, how can I get back into a high vibration? Like, am I gonna, you know, be manifesting bad things into my life if I'm not vibing at that frequency, etc., etc. And I think it all stems from a belief. And if you're believing that you have to be high vibe in order to manifest, then you're only going to get frustrated when you start feeling normal human being feelings, right? So you've got to start like just living with a new belief, a new perspective that like, it's okay. I can feel sad for a day and still be able to manifest the life of my dreams. You know, the minute you stop putting pressure on yourself to be positive all the time is when you're going to like actually feel yourself moving through it a lot more quickly. So one of the big mantras that I always use, and that I tell my friends, my family, everybody to use whenever you're going through a bad time, or, you know, just a period in your life where you can't get out of this negative funk, is just to tell yourself that the only way out is through, right? The only way out is through. Like, you have to feel your way through that. You have to know that it's okay to feel your way through that. Because the thing is here, guys, is that when you just allow it, when you just allow the feeling to surface, then it actually dissipates far more quickly than if you are stressing over having that feeling in the first place, right? So allowing, basically, that's the message here. Allow it. Feel the feelings and allow it to pass through your body. Like, this is something I had to majorly practice when I went through that really bad time in my life where my ex-partner left me. You all know the story. And that killed me. You know what I mean? Like, I was grieving him. I was grieving myself. I just felt so sad. And yet, guys, in that time of my life was a period that I manifested some of the biggest things into my life that I've ever have done, like ever. You know, I created a 6-figure business, you know, like, fuck. Like, but that was like in the moment of my deepest heartbreak. And that's because I really, really practiced this, just allowing and moving through and just letting myself feel what I needed to feel, but then choosing to vibrate at a different frequency, choosing to move through it, not to hang about in it. We don't feel the feelings so that we can like hang about there. We feel the feelings so that we can move. It's always about movement. It's always about momentum. Like, that's a word you always hear me banging on about, speeding up that vibration, moving through it quicker, faster, becoming that version of yourself who moves with speed, and we do that by simply feeling. Because at the end of the day, guys, there are a lot of things in life that are outside of our control. Like, the only thing, and this is so important to note, the only thing that you can control in your life is your own thoughts and feelings. And that's great, that's fine. But like, what about all the other shit that goes on, that we can't control? And so you have to be able to let go of the outcome, let go of whatever is happening in your life right now, and just allow it. And it's not even just because a lot of the time it's to do with other people. Like, we can't control what other people do or say or how they act. And sometimes there's rude people. Like, I know a lot of rude people. I know a lot of people who are nasty. I know a lot of people. In fact, like I'm saying, I know a lot of people. Like, I used to. I don't really have any people like that in my life anymore because, as I said at the start of this podcast, like, I set very strong boundaries for myself now. But like, there's people out there that will make you feel that way. But also, there's other things like just your hormones that get in the way sometimes. And you've got like hormones racing through your body. Like, us as women, we know like more than anyone, like how that can make us feel. And that's outside of our control, So like, we have to be able to be in control of letting go. We have to be in control of allowing whatever the fuck is happening and be okay with that. Because like I said, guys, at the end of the day, it's not going to stop you from manifesting your dream life. Nothing is going to stop you doing that. Like, if you decided you're going to manifest something, you're going to make that freaking happen. Like, you can make anything happen, okay? It doesn't matter what the hell goes on. Doesn't matter what goes on around you, right? So just know that. Just know that you're allowed to feel. You're a human being. It's okay. And also know that the more you feel, the more you allow, the quicker you move through. And that's our main aim here. Okay, so tip number 2 is to prevent the feeling before you even feel it. Now, this one might sound a bit weird because you might be thinking, well, Jess, how do I stop feeling that thing? Like, how can I prevent it if I'm already feeling it? What I'm saying is this tip's all about preparation. Like, you hear me a lot going on about my rituals and what I do, like, say in the morning or throughout the day, or like my bath rituals and all of this stuff. Like, that's what it's all for, guys. That's why I do it, that's why I teach it. Because, if you're setting a high vibrational set point for yourself right at the beginning of the day, right when you first wake up in the morning, then like, you're going to find it way easier if you come into any contrast, or if you are hit with a curveball, or if something doesn't go to plan. Like, you're going to find it easier because you're already going to be vibrating high, right? So in that sense, like, you've got yourself out ahead of it, like, you've got yourself out of it already. So preparation, this is what this tip is all about. Preparation is key. Just prepping your vibe every single fucking day, working on yourself, so that like, let's say, for example, that maybe you work a 9-to-5 job, and that in the morning, you are going to have to go into an office or whatever of people, and there's one person in there that gets you down. Like, for whatever reason, maybe they might just not be a nice person, or just might have a really negative energy, or whatever it is. And that every single morning you have to go and be in the same space as that person. Prep yourself. Don't walk into that environment and let it get the better of you, when you could, in the morning, wake up and do a strong ritual, raise your vibe, dance around your fucking room, make yourself feel good, so that as soon as you walk into that space, nothing's going to affect you, right? So this tip really is about doing the thing and to prevent you from even getting to that negative stage. And the analogy I always love using here for this is that it's like a car rolling down a hill. Like, say you got out of your car and you pushed it and it started rolling down a hill. If you got out in front of that car just as it began moving, it hadn't really started, it was just starting to roll down, and you put your hands on the bonnet and you stopped it, like, it would be easy to stop. Like, it was hardly moving. There was no momentum there. However, if you push that car and you let it roll and it keeps rolling and it keeps gaining speed and momentum down that hill, if you tried to step out in front of that car to stop it as it was rolling down the hill that far, you'd probably be run over. like it's a funny analogy, but it's fucking true. Like, you know, the reason that, like, what I mean here with this is that, like, if you allow your negative emotions to get the better of you and you allow them to speed up the wrong way, the wrong direction, and start gaining momentum, then you're going to find it harder to pull yourself out of that. You're going to find it harder to get yourself back to a positive, high vibration again. So what you've got to do is you've got to stop it before it even starts. You got to stop it right in its tracks. And that's the way we do it, through preparation, through daily practice on your mindset, on your energy. That's how we prevent all of these things gaining this, like, basically it's how we prevent you going down a negative spiral, which, like I said, I've been there before. I know that feeling. Like, we've all been there before, but we are way stronger than we think, and we have the power to prevent that before it even becomes a thing. So tip number 3, guys, my final tip, is to remind yourself, don't layer emotion on top of emotion, right? What I mean by this is that, and this kind of goes back to my first tip on just feeling the fucking feelings, because what tends to happen is, especially with a lot of you guys listening, because you're all high achievers, you're all already working on your mindsets, and like, or at least you're discovering this now and you're wanting to make a change. Like, what I see so often is when people feel a lower vibration, when you're feeling that lower vibe, you get frustrated with yourself. It's like a classic. I see it in every single one of my students at some point. I've seen it in myself. Like, this is how I know. And it's basically because you really want to make that change in your life. You're trying, like, in fact, sorry, don't use the word try in my vocab. Like, it's not a part of my vocab. We're either doing it or we're not. But, you know, you're aiming to live a happier lifestyle, to live a more successful, abundant lifestyle. You want to manifest the life of your dreams, like obviously, like all of us. And so whenever you're feeling that dip, you just get frustrated because you're like, damn, like, I was doing so well, or, you know, like, this is going to, like, slow me down or whatever, like this. And actually, like, the more you layer that emotion, so, you know, you're feeling down for whatever reason, and then you're layering frustration on top of that feeling, you're just expanding the problem, right? You're just expanding it further. And again, that's how the car rolls down the hill, like I said. So the key is not to layer the emotion on top of the emotion. It's to feel what you're feeling, but just feel that one feeling really intensely. Because at the end of the day, guys, frustration is such an icky vibe. Like, it happens so much. It happens so often to us when we're manifesting something, and we're trying to lean into trusting and, like, trusting the universe and letting go, but it's still not arrived yet, and all of this stuff. And, like, we can easily fall into frustration mode. And so much, you know, when you're working on your mindset in this way, and you're working at being a more positive person, like, I see a lot of people being hard on themselves because you want to achieve a lot, you know, you want to do big things with your life, and that's fine. But, like, the more you get frustrated with the human feelings you're having, like, the more you're just expanding it. And this is all part of managing your vibe. This is what I teach. Like, you've got to start making this stuff like second nature to you. So that it's just the way that you live your life. So you're moving through these periods of, you know, like these dips that you're having, or like these negative periods of time, like really quickly, like I was saying before, like with that speed, you know? So these are my like main tips, guys, on really how to move your way like into a positive mindset and vibrate at a higher frequency, even when maybe things aren't going to plan, or when maybe things are outside of your control. Like, just remember those 3 things. So just to recap, the first tip is to feel the fucking feelings. Just feel. Like, change that whole belief within yourself. Like, you are allowed to feel. It doesn't matter if you're low vibe for a day. Anyway, like, it's never a bad day. It's only a bad 5 minutes. Remember that, because you are in control of your vibration. You're in control of how long you stay in that vibe. But just feel, right? Tip number 2 is to prevent the feeling before you even feel it. So that's all about your preparation, and that is key. That's all your rituals. That's everything that is keeping you in that positive momentum. And the final tip is to not layer emotion on top of emotion. So when you are feeling the feelings, when you are allowing them to come in, don't keep allowing another negative feeling on top of another negative feeling. Just feel that one feeling that you felt and move through into your high vibe again, right? Like, all of this, guys, it might sound a little bit overwhelming right now if you are like in quite a negative space, but you know, I think really the main message here is that you are in control. Like, you have always been in control of your vibe, and nobody can control the way you think or feel. Nobody. Nothing can. Like, even the things that are outside of your control, like even things, like I said before, like your hormones that get in the way, like, not even that. You know, you have the choice to move through, and you have the choice to take, you know, responsibility for what you're feeling, and do it in a kind and loving way, you know, because like I said, we're all fucking human. And we all go through these times. You know, even if you're listening to this and you're like, no, I'm feeling well positive right now, Jess. Like, believe me, like, you're going to go through it, because we all do. But it doesn't make you any less of a powerful manifester, you know? Like, I will tell you first and foremost, like, as I said, I have all the human feelings, but I'm still manifesting daily. So they're my main tips, guys. I hope that you have got some takeaways from this. Make sure to tag me on your Instagram with any of the takeaways that you've had, any of the things that have really stood out to you. And just go and have a great rest of your week. Whatever vibe you're in right now, move through it, move forward, pick up that speed in your vibration, and you're going to keep manifesting everything you've ever desired. So sending you so much love, and get yourself as well, it'll be tagged in my show notes, but get yourself signed onto my mailing list if you haven't already, so that you can get receiving my Monday emails. And I will chat to you all next week for another juicy episode coming your way. Hope you're all enjoying it. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, and I will chat to you all soon. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If this episode resonated with you, share it with a friend who you think would love it too. And if you want to let me know how you found it, just screenshot this episode, add it to your Instagram story, and tag me at I am Jessica Paul, so that I can throw all the love right back at you. And of course, subscribe, hit those 5 stars, and leave a review to show your support and to keep the good stuff coming. Sending you so much love and gratitude from your girl Jess.